Okay, I'm very sorry. I damaged the stream by accident. I apologize. Okay, welcome to the retail sales trade room, everyone. The stream should be back. Okay, so let's look at the DMM. We did make money on earnings. Morgan Stanley, Goldman is always early. It was a nice trade. Morgan released during Goldman, and it helped, I believe, with the Morgan trade. I mean, the opposite. Morgan released during Goldman, and Morgan helped to push the Goldman trade. And then Johnson and Johnson was a smallish profit, but it was profitable. Okay, so I'm going to set up a trap trade for gold. We're going to trigger, not a breakout, a trap trade, and we're going to trigger this trade at 829.55. The stop is 25, and my tiers are going to be 18 and 40 on gold. 18 and 40. I'm going to label it GC trap, of course, like we always do. And I'm going to put my orders on the chart before the news comes out. Just right now, I want to check, make sure my chart will allow me to put the orders on. It's not a guarantee that you can still trade. I want to see where the orders line up this morning. Okay, they line up very nice. I like the way they line up. And then, so that's our gold trap trade. Let me go over it one more time from scratch. If I was going to use micro gold, I would use a 40 stop. I would use a 40 stop. So one more time, the trap strategy. I think I ruined our YouTube stream. We're triggering at 829.55. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1. That means one contract for each tier. 18 for tier 1, 40 for tier 2. The stop is 25, 40 if you use micro gold. Choose the account you're trading in, label the trade, apply, and OK. Trap trade is ready. I'm also putting a gold reverse continuation trade on the same chart. Double click News Trader, change the breakout to a reverse continue. Just one position on gold, it's $10 a tick. We'll do a 30 tick target and a 30 tick stop. It's a discretionary trade. When you enable a reverse continue, everyone knows that's been here for a while, you get your buttons, instant long, instant short. We label the trade just like we label the trap with the label field under setup. Choose your account under setup. Same chart as the trap trade, so it really should be the same account. Gold is opening at 820. Keep an eye on the gold open. And then I'm also going to set up just a sim on the ZF. I really want to concentrate on the trap trade. It's a lot of risk, a lot of money. ZF. And truthfully, our favorite setup for years has been the gold trap. That's been our favorite setup. Just curiosity, if you like, gold opens at 820. Sometimes it has phenomenal moves. It's not what it used to be, though. During the pandemic, the gold open was fantastic to trade. It was absolutely fantastic to trade. We used to also trade the oil open, and they were great to trade. Turning on my reverse continue. So on the bond breakout, right click the chart, click strategy, double click news trader. Change it to leave it on breakout. 829.58 is the trigger time. The bracket is 8. This is ZF. Targets of 8. You can really go 8 to 20 if you're going to manage it. I'm going to do 8 and 15. I'm going to do the DMM exact this morning. 15 stop. And our target 1 stop move, break even -4. Should it hit the first target and fill it, the stop will automatically move to BE -4. So targets of 8 and 15. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. Simply stated, that just means 1 contract on each position. Stop is 15. And then label it breakout bonds. You can call it ZF, however you like. Apply it, and then I do like to see the bracket. And in order to see the bracket before the trade, you put your time on 0. Enable the trade by clicking the checkbox. As soon as there's price movement, the bracket will calculate. And then you can make sure you're not all scrunched up so you can manage the trade. Turn it off, go back and redo the time so the software knows the correct time of the trade. 8:29:58 is the trigger. Okay? That's our setup. I hope everybody remembered to go to time is and check their sync. Now look at gold now. It took 3 minutes or really two minutes or so. You have quite a nice gold open. I love the ruler. Click the pencil, click the ruler, 820. We started here, we got up to there, 38 tick open over the course of 3 minutes. So remember, in yesterday's webinar, we talked about how you use the ruler to look at the amount of spiking that you have on an event. The gold open is an event. Let's say you look at a couple of weeks of gold opens and there's consistent spiking of 30 ticks on average. So you could create, and not a lot of whipsaws, all right? Not a lot of whipsaws. So you can use a 12 to 15 bracket, preferably 12 if you can get away with it, and you can create a breakout trade at that open, or you can use a range as well. Create a range trade. You can start your range in a very similar way to the way we do it with earnings. You could start your range at 819.30, end the range at 820 or 819.59. Do a small 3 ticks above the range, 3 ticks below the range. And you could test that setup and see if a range trade would be a good option for doing the gold open. It may very well be. Chantal, good morning. I didn't see you sneak in here. That's the one interesting thing about opens. There's a lot of different opens. You've got the oil open. Calvin's talking about soybean open. You have the European market open. You know, if you like trading the yen or the euro futures, you could look to trade opens that correspond to the country of the future that you're trading. And closes also. The European close can be traded. And also the 6 p.m. when the futures reopen after that hour closing 6 p.m. Eastern Time is a less volatile open. All right, so 3.5 minutes or so. So ZF watching. I'm going to put my ZF. I'll leave it. It's on a 30-second chart, which is fine. All right, so we've got about 2.5 minutes watching the market. A very normal looking gold open. Gold is somewhat negative though. It's down over $23 on the day so far since that 6 p.m. open. Usually gold and bonds move in a similar direction. It's not always, but often. My gut feeling is that retail sales are going to be down. I'm thinking retail is down. That's my gut feeling. Philly Fed will be up. I think there's a tremendous amount of activity in the Philadelphia area. That's the area we are in. Our office is in that area. And then jobs, the job numbers have been coming in fairly close to what's expected. Not expecting anything out of the ordinary on the jobless claims. But so I'm thinking Philly Fed positive, retail sales negative, mixed news, never minding mixed news with a trap trade. And then you never know. The consumer always surprises. That's the one thing. When you think times are at their bleakest, the consumer is out there shopping. I mean, it's just like, it's mind-boggling. They're out there shopping. They're shopping in a hurricane. They're shopping in earthquakes. They're shopping no matter what. Now, I didn't see the numbers yet on Amazon's Prime sales. I didn't see any numbers. I Wonder if that means they were down. Here comes our orders. Okay, there's our orders. Okay, very choppy. It filled both. I'm not yet moving my stop to safety. I would like to. If I can get my stop to safety, it's unbelievably choppy. Unbelievably choppy. I'm very worried about this test of the low. I'm expanding my stop, but I'm extremely concerned. Oh my, you can't survive a move like that. That was unsurvivable for a trap trade. It just blew through the stop. Wow, that is a shame. Not much you can do about that. The problem, look at the news. Every single bit of news was positive. Every single piece of news. Retail sales were really good. Jobless claims, better than expected, lower than expected. So retail sales were so good it just blew through the trap. Bonds filled short, not nearly as big a move as I thought it would be. Not nearly as big a move. Gold went down, tested the low, blew through the trap. I don't think, if you look at the size, this is the first time we've had a move like this in more than, it's been months, but the size of that move, 142 ticks. There was no way we could have had a trap trade big enough to save that. That's a shame. Uh, it was really, really choppy on the initial release that it led me to think we were going to have a good reversal, and sometimes it just doesn't reverse. Now, there'll probably be a reversal from here because it made new lows, but obviously you want to be pretty careful. You definitely want to be careful. Now, I'm just listening, trying to hear what they're saying on the. There was also import prices. There was quite a bit of news, and it's really not reversing at all. Not reversing at all. Um, Calvin, we're actually working on that. We're actually working on a way to have the trap automate some of the stop movement and the target movement. It's something we are working on. It would have been extremely difficult. Now, Calvin, don't forget you have the break even button up top. You can press the break even button in a profitable trade and it will move your stop to break even. It'll move the stop to break even. So I was not fast enough. I did not think it would keep bursting down. I really thought, based on the initial behavior, that it might at least do a small reversal, but it's relentless now. All right. Tough break on retail. Tough break on retail. I want to thank everyone on YouTube for watching. Thank you. And let me check and see if we have one more stream tomorrow. And we will be streaming University of Michigan at 9:30. So if you hit the notification bell, we will be there at 9:30. So thanks for watching on YouTube. Appreciate it.